guys, I don't know how to tell you this, but I've done it. I have completely figured out the opus magnus of dungeon teams, DoomTower teams. And the thing is, this is extremely free-to-play friendly. Because remember, other than the Sacred Times 2, I haven't spent any money on this game, okay? So I can say I'm basically free-to-play, right? And, yeah, none of these champions I ever got through pay to win, okay? And this, I kid you not, is probably, it's just I'll show you first. Now, I don't have these champions ranked, and one of these champions it requires on the patch coming in a couple days. But I'm just going to show you the champions in the order that you would have them, and why this is like Opus Magnus fucking 1000 IQ logic. Okay, so I'm just going to show you first. Okay, so first slot, where the fuck is he? Rank, Brogny, okay. Obviously, I'm building him right now. I just got him to 6-star right before doing this. Second. Now, this is a flex spot, so I'm gonna wait later for the flex spot. Okay, so other champion that absolutely has to be a very particular champion is Godseeker. Okay, she's extremely important for this. Other champion that is extremely important for this, which is another free-to-play one, is nope. Whoa, okay, my mouse is all freaking out again. Visix, okay, now this is after the patch she's about to get. And I hope you get where I'm getting with this, alright? Okay, so you could do the fire guy, you know, the one that you get through you know, the fucking event stuff. Okay, so these 3 champions so far. And then the funny thing is the rest of these are basically flex spots. Personally, for me, I would go, if you want to be super free-to-play friendly, because the only one that you can't get from free-to-play completely is Godseeker, obviously. Now, Sai, because she does passive healing. Personally, I'm going to do Vector Draft, because her ability will synergize very well with her passive, which I think her passive is better, because as you guys know, Veil reduces the damage you take, so it's also making everyone tankier, right? Another person that you could put this in because of her extend buffs could be Ursula the Mourner. Really, really good. And then I would then obviously you would want pretty much any DPS or another you know, control champion, such as like you know, Sylar with high energy, because with higher accuracy, because she can keep the slows up, she can reduce turn meter, and then you have 2 turn meter fucking monsters, and then yeah, and God, I had another champion that I thought was gonna be like the Opus Magnus as well, but I got a little tired while I was all excited. So these are the primary ones that are most important. Okay, so let's read through their abilities, and then I'll show you why I'm building these and gearing them to the teeth is just so important. So all of these champions do have to be booked. That's the only thing that sucks. So you are going to require some legendary books to do this. But again, if you're doing Nightmare Clan Boss, you will be getting books. So her single combat, as you guys know, is being turned into an AoE. Okay, so it's going to attack everybody, it's going to provoke, and it's going to place a shield. Okay, now the shield part is really important when the new ability gets changed, because this is going to be on a 3-turn cooldown with a shield for 2 turns. Okay, now this doesn't matter too much, but it does mean that her shield with Brogny is never going to go away, because if you rank up Brogny, right, his shield is 2 turns, and it's on a 3-turn cooldown, right? Well, what's the most annoying thing with doing DoomTower is those fucking Torment waves, right? It's your one shield pause while doing the Scarab King, right? It's that one moment where you don't have the block debuffs on during the Eternal Dragon. It's the one turn, right? Well, let's go into Godseeker's A2, I believe it is. Where is she? Right here. So Godseeker's A2. Okay. Quest for Meaning. 3-turn cooldown. This is important. Okay. It increases the duration of all buffs. I think decreases the buffs on enemies by 1 turn and increases the duration of all buffs on allies by 1 turn. And what is this? This heals the ally with the most damage done to them by 5% of their HP. And this goes all the way up to 10, 15, 20%. Okay, so this becomes a really big heal. So she's passively healing your Visix, who's going to be provoking everybody. Which, you know, the provoke only lasts for 1 turn, and if you really wanted to, you could add someone like, you know, this is more theory crafting, obviously. I haven't actually built him out, but I was thinking about this earlier. Flash Terror, because he has increases duration of all enemy debuffs by 1 turn. So this is on a 4-turn cooldown. And that means half the time that your, no, 66% of the time your Visix is on cooldown, you can have him adding a duration to the provoke, basically making the provoke up almost 100% of the time. So if you really wanted to get like out of your way, you know, crazy, you could put in a Flesh Terror, okay? And that would primarily be for his A3, okay? Again, he also has heals all allies, so this is insane if you wanted to keep your team just invincible. And then, you know, you could go, like I said, I prefer that anyone who support, it doesn't matter, they can be non-void, they can be, you know, if you got Archmage Helmet, he's got a stun, he's got Psychic Guidance, which could be really good for boosting the shields and damage that, which is Face, Brogni, and Visix do, okay? Actually, I think he's going to be part of this free-to-play DoomTower hard team, because he is completely free-to-play friendly, right? And it would really show that the only person that I have in that entire team that's not completely free-to-play would be Godseeker. And this is, I mean, we're talking God tier, okay? We have a 3-turn cooldown, okay, for block debuffs, for attack up and a shield, okay, on a 3-turn buff rate because of Godseeker. So because she has a 3-turn cooldown for her extend buffs, and he has a 3-turn cooldown on his ability, every time he's proccing it, the very next turn, if you turn meter it, if you control the speed tunes correctly, Godseeker is extending it. So now he has a 100% uptime for his abilities. Then you don't have to worry about trying to like do double casting like with Mausoleum Mage, okay? Which is fucking annoying, you know? Now, oh yeah, this is it. He's not super free-to-play friendly, but I did realize that if you were to push up accuracy on your miscreated monster a little bit, so you were to sacrifice high, you could put him in there because he's also got a shield. Now, I don't know how it would affect the total amounts of shield, because really the thing about Brogni is you just want to have that block debuffs up on a 100% uptime, right? This way, none of the Torments can freeze you. He puts the block debuff up first, so nobody can get frozen. And then that's up 100% of the time. Same with increased attack. And then, you know, Miscreated Monster, he does have a really good Fear debuff passive, and everyone's going to be under Ally Protect by him and Visix, right? So this would synergize super well. This is another like 200 fucking IQ possibility. And then, like I said, one of the other things you could do is you could do something like you know, Rosin, Style the Drakes. I think those are the only ones that wouldn't fuck up speed tuning, though I do think Style the Drakes would, because of honestly her passive with the increased speed. So that's why I would go for Rector Draft, because Rector Draft won't screw up turn meter or won't do anything like that. And she's basically as good as Style the Drakes. I would say that she's dude, seriously, with the 4-turn cooldown revive, and then Roy Necro mutation works. I would almost say she's better than Style of the Drakes, honestly. She's like, yeah, they've made some of these new epics just monster good, okay? And so, yeah, I would personally say if you really wanted to do a little bit of extra work, then the team would look like this if you're looking for a little bit more damage heavy. So if you're going hard, would look like this. Now, obviously, they do have to be booked. That's the only thing. It's the only disclaimer I'll say about this team is it's god tier, but it all has to be booked. Now, you could put in her for her aura, okay? That's up to you though. You could even put him in if you wanted to build him out. You know, like I said, we have 2 flex spots. Personally, my flex spot would go to Vector Draft just because of her passive and the way that her perfect fucking veils are just so OP. And then, so let's pretend I want that DoomTower. Oh wait, no, this is only an arena, right? So her, let's say him for additional CC. We got him. We got, here's my Godseeker. This is just a joke because they're not booked yet. So obviously I can't actually show this, which is why I'm going to tag like, you know, other YouTubers that probably have these champions built in 6-starred to actually test this and just show, like, I'm confident this is the most fucking OP thing in the whole universe. It really is. And then him's really important. I mean, these are definitely the most important of the 2 duos. And then, oh yeah, Physics. Physics is the other super important aspect because she's got the provoke and the self shield. So even if she gets down, she extends her shield, she gets a bigger shield. So this right here is God tier Opus Magnum DoomTower team. I do not know a wave that this would lose to. And then obviously if you have teams that have unkillables, then you just swap out him for someone like Shinarisha, or if you have her, whatever the fuck her name is, or you know, Madam Series, or if you're doing you know, Sorath and you need extra accuracy on the late waves, and you put in a Yoshi, which is also free to play plenary friendly because he was a fusion. So then we got him instead because he's got the HP burn and the increased accuracy, so everybody can land their buffs and debuffs. You have 100% uptime on a shield. Personally, I think I'm going to put her in a shield set because a lot of her stuff is defensive, but she will put on that basic shield, which will allow me not to have to swap anyone out when it comes to like Scarab King and other things. I'm telling you, this team right here, preferably, or anybody that's got a speed arrow or a good like him, he would work too. Obviously, another free to play. So here, everyone's free to play, all fusion champions and login champions except her. So after 4.2, this will be the best team basically in the game. But personally, I like to have extra support, so I would probably just wait, is Owen all balance? So I would put him as lead in that regard, and then Vector Draft. So we got we got 2 revivers, really OP revivers, and I mean, I don't think you would even need a reviver more than her, but she doesn't heal herself. So unless you put her in lifesteal set, I don't really know how amazing she would be, considering the way that her abilities synergize with themselves, basically. So yeah, this is the Opus Magnus fucking team. That trio, Godseeker. Actually, well, I still have double XP for another hour. No, 13 minutes. Fuck. I'm gonna try to get more champions to get for Godseeker to level up. So let's go by level. You know, actually, I don't even want to screw around with this. I'm going to go summon 2 rares. so I can get the chickens to level 30 first, because it's going to be really hard to do this after double XP is done. Alright, one. It sucks because I'm like 10 summons away from a guaranteed legendary. I had that thing, so I'm so scared I'm going to land a legendary. I mean, I have notorious bad luck, obviously, but still, I'm a little scared. Alright, let's see if we can run all this energy through in 13 minutes. And then I'll end the stream. But the important part, you guys already got to see. Alright, yeah, everything's working, so I don't have to re-record, luckily. So, there we go. Yeah, this is... I can't think of a better, more accessible team than this one for what I'm talking about, because his fucking speed is really high now. I think it's 218. So he's got enough speed to basically do whatever he needs to do. And I think I want him to be the fastest, one of the fastest in the team, if not the fastest, simply because of he's the one that's putting up all the permanent buffs. So I want that to be on with a 100% uptime. And then the other person that has to be like almost as fast is Godseeker. So I would say speed tune it where he's the fastest, 240, 250 if you want to have a double team in a row. Godseeker is fast. If you want, you could use someone like Doomscreech or Seeker. So you could play it like the clan boss game to where nobody gets a speed up but gets turn meter. And that way everybody gets to go 3 times before the enemy wave does, but they're always going to have their uptime on the block debuffs. And so that way no one will get a chance to be frozen. Nobody will get a chance to get hurt because those shields will always be up. There'll always be big shields, you know. I definitely would say you're going to want to build Brogni more as a support for this type of build, because you want the shields to be big and you want Visix to be turn meter manipulating whoever she's attacking, because it will be 30%, which is good. And just in case someone ends up getting attacked, you know, she's got the ally protect, right? I would say that they've made her really good now with the patch. She's definitely serving her purpose now, at least. Is she is she godlike? No, but she has really good synergy now, especially with certain heroes like Brogni and Godseeker. Personally, I think this is even a god tier arena team, as long as they don't have a Madame Series or a Shimara or whatever the fuck her name is. You just can't have a debuff stripper, right? Because it's 100% uptime on all the shields, all the block debuffs, the increased attack. So yeah, it would be really good. But obviously, if you wanted to do a team like that for Arena, you would need to build Visix as like a uber fucking DPS. And then you would need to build, you'd have to have like a really good secondary support. So Godseeker and maybe Rector Draft. Because Rector Draft, I really only like to build revivers that have a standalone revive. So basically it's a revive that can't work unless someone's dead. It's really stupid when you have like defense or auto teams. You have Arbiter where she does her turn meter boost and then her very next turn is revive. Just waste it. Or you gotta deal with shit. I think my thing's falling. So yeah, when you gotta deal with Arbiter wasting her revives, or you gotta deal with like Ursula the Mourner popping her revive as a like an increased defense when you have nobody dead, and then you gotta wait 4 turns if you're booked to even cast it again. I like it where it has to be a dead enemy, so like Rector Draft or Silver Drakes, if I'm gonna have a reviver on the team. And then of course Godseeker is great because she works like that, plus she's got all the other cool shit like the automatic revive. I mean, dude, an automatic revive and a revive that resets all cooldowns, that's so good on a team like this. And she extends buffs. So if you don't have Godseeker, but you have a champion that extends buffs on your champions by 1 turn, or even decreasing cooldown, someone like a Painkeeper also would work really well. But the total amount of turns I think has to be 5 or under. So I don't think there's any champions that have like 6-turn cooldown abilities, but you know what I mean, because it has to be under his second recast, right? So he has to cast this, they cast it, and then by the time it's been 3 turns and he recasts, and then while he's waiting to recast it, they have to do that decrease cooldown or the extend buffs. So he has to. So it has to be a 5-turn reset on that skill, no matter what it's going to be. I think debuff extension though is the safest, and like with Godseeker, it also does damage, right? It's an AOE attack and it sails off defense. So personally, she's fucking amazing because of that. And then again, if you're using someone like Iron Brago as your lead for Aura, then he increases defense for all your DPS. He increases defense on himself. He's got a stun. He's got an AoE provoke himself and a decrease attack. So he would, he'd be another really amazing flex spot. So yeah, the whole Trinity 1000 IQ is Godseeker, Brogni, and Visix. Visix after this rework this week. Obviously not the current Visix, but you know what I mean. Hopefully you get that part of it. Alrighty, well, because this is a video I'm going to be posting on a lot of places like Reddit and Discord, and I'm going to try to get the attention of a couple YouTubers to look at this theory and test it on a YouTube video themselves after 4.2, obviously. And then I want to keep this under 30 minutes. So as soon as I waste this energy, I'm going to end the stream. And then I'm going to try to level up some of these guys a little bit more. And hopefully farm some damn speed glyphs in Faction Wars, because I haven't gotten any of those in a long time. I want to get him up to like 230, 240 speed. I want him almost as fast as my Seeker. Like, I want him fast. I don't want him getting any cuts in Arena, because I want him to be able to cast a shield and his AoEs and stuff. And I'll use him in a defense team. So it's important that his speed is high. Alrighty, well, I hope you guys enjoyed that video. And if you guys want to see more content, please like, comment, and subscribe. I would love to have a successful YouTube channel now that I finally have the level in this game to actually have decent teams that are entertaining to watch. So, yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.